This is one of my favorite times of the year. If you're here watching Dom and Pop, you're a sicko like us. This is one of your favorite times of the year. Let's enjoy it. Pop, what's going on, man?
Son, fired up.
Guys, welcome to your brand new first of the season pregame podcast. How awesome is this? Football is back.
Yeah, it's great. We've got the Doppio, we call the Doppio, going each week, which are going to be 2 new pods every week, and Thursday mornings, for the most part, as Ron Rivera would say, we'll be releasing a new pod, a pregame pod. But this, what's exciting about this one is not as only pregame about the Commanders, but we're also doing our Bada Bets segment, backed by popular demand. We had a pretty decent record last year. I have to go back and look. I don't have my paperwork with me because Pop's still on the road here, but I think we were well over 500 each last year. So I don't know. Do you think that the folks should ride with us?
Well, and this is a big one too, because Pop, the first year Bada Bets, you won. We both finished over 500, I should note. You won the first year Bada Bets. Second year Bada Bets, the boy won by a wide margin. We also both finished over 500. If you can believe it, this is our third year. It's our 15th quarterback, but it's our third year. And we're doing Bada Bets again. So this is to get ahead in the series, man. This is a big year for Bada Bets. So I'm going to be crunching extra numbers for this one. And
it's a bit of a team sport. I'm winging.
Pop might even know who the starting quarterback is every week for the team before he picks Bada Bets. Pop is going to dial in this year, really get after
no
it.
Promises there. No promises there.
Who's starting week 1 for the Las Vegas Raiders, Pop?
I have no idea. I'll be honest.
Gardner Minshew.
I don't have a clue. Is it Minshew?
Yeah, it's just I'm just flexing.
They aren't one of our picks games, so scout that one.
But let's get into it, guys. Before we start, I want to just give a little. Can everybody hold the hand of the person that's next to you, like we're doing the Our Father? Let's just have a little moment before football season starts. Let's have a little chat. There you go. Put the hand up. Let's get ready, guys. We've only got so much time on this planet. You never know how many years you got left, how many NFL football seasons you got left. This is one of my favorite times of the year. If you're here watching Dom and Pop, you're a sicko like us. This is one of your favorite times of the year. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it for what it is, which is a beautiful thing that brings us all together, brings our families together, brings our friends together, right? I got fantasy football leagues that have been running for a decade. I got this podcast I've been doing with my dad. I can't believe it. I've been doing it for 3 years. Let's enjoy it. Let's embrace it. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs, highs and lows, but this is a beautiful time for us to escape from work, from family, from friends, from stress, all the things in life that aren't so great from time to time. We can escape that for just 4 or 5 hours a week, probably 4 or 5 hours a day if you're like me and my dad, and really dive into this football season. So win, lose, or draw, let's enjoy it. Let's make the most of it. I'm so happy to be here. I'm fired up. I know Pop is fired up. Let's get after it, guys. Football is back.
Beautifully said.
All I got. I would drop the mic if I didn't spend a lot of money on it.
Beautifully said.
I need another dummy mic to drop.
Let's start a pod. Let's start
this podcast. You got to get us fired up. Little national anthem almost for the first football season. So today, guys, Buccaneers pregame. First pregame pod of the year. Get fired up. Get ready for it. We're doing it. Jayden Daniels' first start as a Washington Commander. Can you believe it? How fired up for that are you? The Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, Jayden Daniels era begins in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, we're not even going to talk about the possibility injury, so it's just going to be amazing and great. So much fun to watch 4 quarters of football with Jayden Daniels. We're not getting these little glimpses of practice videos or, 1 and 2 series in the preseason of a vanilla offense. We're going to really see the Cliff Kingsbury offense and a full 4-quarter Jayden Daniel experience. I am fired up that. And also goes without saying that Dan Quinn and Adam Peters era begins. And I think really the Josh Harris era begins in earnest now. And it'll be interesting. And I think they're looking to compete and be a competitive team this season straight out of the gate. I think it's a tough one to start the year, but, we'll see. It's exciting. I can't wait. I hate that it's a 4:25 start. You probably love it, but I'd love it to be 1 o'clock and get rolling right away, right out of the chute. But it'll be fun. It won't be so bad. We get to watch some of those 1 o'clock games and get warmed up and get into it. We'll have that post game show every week now after the game, so don't miss that. But totally fired up about it.
Yeah, the 1 o'clock kickoff for me is prime. I mean, I get to wake up, get some parlays going, get the fantasy football set up, get some brunch, go through my morning routine, get fired up for the game, and then by 1 o'clock, I'm just dialed. And then, God willing, we'll talk about what we need to do in order to earn this win. But by about halfway through the fourth quarter, I put in a little Uber Eats for some chicken wings, and they're ready to go by the end of the game.
I thought you'd have a sauce on the stove. What's up with this Uber Eats on a Sunday?
I'm hitting you got to hit the chicken wings for the first football of the year, man. I got to hit the chicken wings.
All right. What's your chicken wing spot?
I got this spot called Chick Wings. It used to be called Bird Box, but they had some trademark issues with the name.
All right.
Chick Wings now, fire.
All right. Let's not get a full breakdown on the wings, but I just wanted to know what your chicken wing spot was.
Half honey barbecue, half original hot, extra blue cheese, and a regular season fry with the Sprite. That's it. Anyways. Keep this thing moving. Let's get into it. I am obviously just as fired up as Pop is for Jayden Daniels' first start. We've talked about Jayden Daniels so much. I'm ready to just move on. I'm ready to move on to our 3 keys to a win. What do you say, Pop?
Let's do it. Keys to a win.
3 keys to a win. Number 1, win the turnover battle. We didn't get a lot of takeaways during the preseason. Obviously, It's just the preseason, but we need to see more of those. So we got to win the turnover battle at number 1. Number 2, we want to get a better balance of run and pass than we had last year. Obviously, we need to have a correct balance of run and pass, which means you're running the ball to set up for play action. You're running the ball to set up for the pass, not vice versa. It's not going so great for Eric Bieniemy down in UCLA with that mindset. So we're going to flip that. Cliff Kingsbury likes to run the ball. We're going to see a lot of run. And then number 3, we got to protect Jayden Daniels. Protect JD at all costs to win this game. Pop, give your breakdown of these 3 points.
Yeah, no, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. You mentioned, I think we did a good job in the preseason protecting the ball overall, but we've got to get some turnovers, get some juice going on defense. I do think this defense is going to be a big part of whether or not we win or lose this game. And I think this one I kind of lean towards the takeaways on defense, right? But certainly we also got to protect the ball on offense. And run pass goes without saying. I think that number 2 kind of feeds into number 3. If we have better balance, do some read option with Jayden, get the defense off balance, then that drop back game and those deep balls can come off play action. And then that's one way of protecting Jayden. It's not just the classic O-line having to keep them clean all the time in a drop back game. It's keeping the defense on their heels, keeping them off balance, protecting them in multiple ways. And defense has a part of that as well in terms 100%. Of, give them the ball back, give them multiple opportunities. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The wait's over. It's real football. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, and would love to see the boys come up with a W here.
Put me down for a Quan Martin interception.
I like it.
Put me down for Quan Martin picking off Baker Mayfield. I think it happens. Baker's known to kind of, chuck the ball up there from time to time. He had a good season last year, but new offensive coordinator for Baker. That offensive coordinator last year earned himself a head coaching job. So put me down for a Quan Martin interception down the sideline.
Should I put you down for a Quan Martin interception?
Put me down for a Quan Martin interception if you haven't heard. So scouting report for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. Guys, you already heard it. Baker Mayfield is at quarterback. Running back, not much going on there. They got a rookie out of Oregon, Bucky Irving, probably be the starter there.
Bucky.
Otherwise, Rashad White will also probably get a lot of playing time there, but not much at running back. Wide receiver is their strength with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then just a bunch of dudes after that. Not really much happening there. Mike Evans, 31, Chris Godwin, 28. Are they still what they used to be? Who knows? But Mike Evans is still 6'5", 231 pounds. I mean, that's like an outside linebacker playing wide receiver or a middle linebacker. What are we doing there? I don't know how we're going to cover him, but we'll figure it out. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you've still got a lot of talent there. That's just the bottom line. And offensively, I skipped over Tristan Wirfs, who was one of the best tackles in the game, 25, got paid a ton of money. Got to get to Baker. And they're going to do everything they can to protect him with Wirfs, of course. On defense, you've got Levante David, kind of the general of that defensive linebacker. He's a great linebacker, and then they do have some pretty talented defensive backs as well. They've got Antoine, I think it's Antoine Winfield Jr. I know Winfield Jr. Antoine Winfield Jr. at safety. They just spent a bunch of money bringing him back. He's a great defensive back. Jordan Whitehead, also very talented there at safety. Both
on this show, he's Antonio. On this show, we're just going to call him Antonio.
On this show, he's Antonio. There you go. Winfield Jr. All I know is he led me to a few championships in my Madden franchise leagues. So I'm all for him. So he's a stud. So, and bottom line is you've got Bowles at their long snappers, Evan Deckers. I know long snappers a big important topic of conversation here, so I figure I'll bring him up. But
only Todd if you Bowles, trade for one.
Yeah, only if you trade up for one that you cut a year and a half later. Todd Bowles is their head coach, and that guy's a defensive mastermind. So I would be nervous about the way this defense comes out. He's known for a lot of weird, kind of exotic looks and coverages and just confusing. Not necessarily the looks themselves are that exotic, but the way they look pre-snap can be very confusing. He's got a chaotic defense.
How do you think we come out defensively against Tampa? You think we're attacking old Baker there and trying to get to him, get him to toss it up a couple of times?
Well, you certainly don't want Mike Evans and Chris Godwin running around back there covered by Emmanuel Forbes and Benjamin St. Juste for too long. That's for sure. And I think, guys, I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I don't think you see 13 covering Mike Evans. Bold prediction. I don't think you see Emmanuel.
Somebody's got to try to cover.
One-on-one for the whole game against Mike Evans. I don't think you see that. We saw that a few times last year. I don't think you see that. But that's my Bucs scouting report. It's a tough matchup. Pop did predict a loss in our season-long predictions. Now that we're here, though, how you feeling about it?
So we got, this one we'll pick against the spread. The season-long predictions, I did have us losing. I'll stick with that, given that it wasn't too long ago that we talked about that. I just think it's a tall ask. You mentioned, this is a really good Bucs team, playoff team. Probably, second year all together, building some momentum. You'd only expect them to be a little bit better going forward. Don't love Baker Mayfield quarterback, but he's solid. He's pretty solid.
Sure.
So I still think the Bucs win. Now the question is, 3.5 points is the line. Bucs are 3.5 point favorites. What would I bet here? It's a tough one. I hate to say it, but I still think it's more than a 3.5 point loss. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I might be hedging. I might be going reverse juju, but I'll go with Bucs here, across the board. I think it's probably more of like a 5-6 point loss.
Yeah, I've got the Commanders winning here. I picked it in the pregame. I'm sticking to it. And I just think too much hype and excitement. You've got two franchises trending in different directions, in my opinion. And I'm taking the Commanders here. I think we get that week 1 win. Even in our bad years under Rivera, we did have some week 1 wins. And I think Dan Quinn is going to have this group just way too fired up. And I don't worry about Jayden Daniels as a guy that gets too hyped and blows it, at least right now. So
it'd be a big win, really, in terms of setting the momentum for the season. I mean, certainly not a big deal if you lose to the Bucs on the road.
Yeah,
but so it's not a crushing loss. But in terms of victories, setting that momentum of the season with the Giants coming, to FedEx the next week, it'd be a big one. It could really set a tone going forward. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it.
And guys, when you're done watching this episode, pop back to that episode we released on Monday. It'll probably come up at the end of the video as you're suggested. So watch all the way to the end. Jump on that. Check out our season-long predictions. Pop, is it time?
Bada Bets.
Is it time to bring back the people's segment, the people's favorite segment?
Bada Bets, baby. Can't wait.
Yeah.
We missed it.
We had an impromptu version of the people's segment on the last pod. If you guys want to see a Kikats of the week, I gave it on the Monday pod. But today is our Bada Bets. We are back at it. We are doing 5 football games. We pick them against the spread. And at the end of the season, we tally up how we're doing. So, Pop, only way to start is with the football game tonight. You can't be more fired up about it. Ravens versus Chiefs at, I believe it is at Arrowhead. And the Chiefs are 3-point favorites. Thursday Night Football on Amazon. These are always great games, Ravens, Chiefs. What do you got here, Pop?
Yeah, I was trying to sort of sort this one out of my head, and it's just, it's just gut, lean. Chiefs -3. I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yeah.
Sorry, insider.
Well. I'm going Chiefs as well at home. The Ravens, if I pick them to win, they lose, and if I pick them to lose, they win. So they consistently screw me.
This is good. This is good for the insider then.
But I've got the Chiefs as well. You just don't bet against them.
At home, yeah. They can tend to be a little bit of a slow starting team, but
sure.
Chiefs are the Chiefs. Let's just put it that way.
Yep, I got the Chiefs there. Ravens do win. It's going to be insufferable, but I got the Chiefs there for sure. Packers versus Eagles. Eagles 3-point favorites. Friday night, 8:00 at
Friday Night Football.
Paulo. Have you ran it by the committee yet that there's going to be football Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday next week?
Hey, got to do what you got to do.
For the love of the game, baby. I'm fired up. Packers versus Eagles. Now, this might be one that I kind of keep up with while doing some other things. We'll have to play it by ear.
Soften up.
Friday night, Jordan Love taking on Jalen Hurts. Eagles are 3-point favorites. So I assume the Packers are at home for this one.
Eagles are officially the whole team. That's why they're listed second. That's how traditionally that's done.
Fair enough. There was no at, but I guess it's because
I didn't do the ad on purpose because
it's a.
If I'd have done the ad, you'd be it's not really at Eagles.
I got a question. If I book an Airbnb in Dallas and you come to visit me at that Airbnb, are you at my home at the time?
No, I'm not.
That's that. All right, whatever. We're wasting time here. What do you got there, Pop? Exclusively brought to you by Peacock.
It's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be some tech support required that night. But I'm going Packers with the upset special here. I feel like, you're taking away Eagles home field advantage. Packers are a really good football team. I don't know. Again, just gut feel. I'm going Packers with the upset.
I'm going Packers too. Time to make a statement. Jordan Love, Hive, rise up. And quick kick-outs to all the Peacock haters out there in the world. Lots of good shows, lots of good TV on Peacock, and it's $6 a month. It's $6 a month. They're not paying me to say this, but guys, come on. You have $6 a month. Let's stop. We got grown men throwing fits on the internet because they're making it easier for us to watch football. Come on, guys. Anyways, Cowboys at Browns. Browns are 2.5-point favorites. Some of our commenters might not like that take, but that's why
I'm not sure about that take either, but I'm going to let it slide.
I'm a millennial, man. I like my streaming.
I don't know about promoting it. It would certainly be better if it was on free TV like it used to be. Having said that,
free TV is $80 a month.
Yeah, exactly. So having said that, it's modern times. You got to roll with the changes. Things are going to change. Things are going to evolve. It really doesn't bug me one way or another. I'm not going to say I think it's great, but it is what it is, So
yeah,
I think I got your Peacock login anyway. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I mean, come on, Bobby blew the spot up on live TV here. My God. Gave away.
Hey, I didn't say I did support it. Hey, look, they want to throw a little cash our way. There'll be a quick edit to what I just said.
There you go. Cowboys at Browns. Browns 2.5-point favorites at home Sunday, 4:25 p.m. What do you got there, Pop?
I'm going Browns there. I talked about them, and when we talked about the Commanders, when they play the Browns. I think that's a strong football team. CeeDee Lamb just signed, just getting into camp. That Cowboys running game is suspect, though, that Browns defense, I think, is going to wreak havoc on Dak. I like the Browns in this game.
I was going to take the boys, but you talked me into it.
There you go.
Talk me into it. I'll go Browns. I don't love it. I don't like Watson. I don't think he's going to get back to form. I think he might just suck now. But I'll go Browns just because of the rest of the...
Probably his last chance this season.
Yeah, I'll go Browns. Fine. I hate it, but I'll go Browns. Rams at Lions. Lions 3.5-point favorites on Sunday Night Football. This will be a good one. This will be a sneaky good one. Pop, you taking the Rams?
No. I like the Rams. I was trying to talk myself into it. I do like that team, but the Lions are a juggernaut. They're coming off a great year. They didn't have a lot of drama or anything much going on in the offseason. They're reloading. This is a Super Bowl contending team. I just can't talk myself into the Rams getting this one on the road. That crowd is going to be nuts in Detroit. I got to go Lions here.
Yeah, if it was in LA, I think I would take the Rams to at least cover the 3.5 points, but that crowd, like you said, is just going to be crazy. Although, the Rams gave them a scare in the playoffs last year. It was a close game. I really want to be different from you on one of these picks, but I can't go against my boys. I can't go against the Lions.
God, well, you're right. We're dead on. All
yeah, this is lame.
In the zone. It's lame. Well, you could go with the Jets if you want on this next pick. That's all on you, son.
Hell no. Jets and 49ers on Monday Night Football. Does Aaron Rodgers run out with the American flag again?
Well, it's not a home game for the Jets, so I think you'd bet the under on that one.
Damn.
It was at 49ers. I know that's confusing to you.
I know
how this all works, but what a bizarre moment in time. Rodgers running out with that flag and tearing his Achilles 4 plays later. That was just such a crazy moment in the simulation. But yeah, I got the 49ers here too. It's a lot of points. Do you think there's some peyote or whatever that's popular out there on the West Coast? What do you call that stuff for Aaron Rodgers?
I have no idea.
Let's move
on.
What
are you getting into? Not on.
Nothing. Clean as a whistle. Man. I like that. Man. I mean, you just don't know what to expect with the Jets. It is kind of a special game for Aaron Rodgers because he's from out that way. He was always, 49ers guy. He was disappointed. I think they passed him up in the draft. I'm not sure if I have that story straight. I could be wrong. But I like the Niners here. That's a very good team. Now, they've been through a little bit of turmoil, too. I mean, is Trent Williams has his situation been squared away? I mean, maybe by the time this pod comes out, but, they got Ayuk holding out, now signed. So they've been through a bit. But yeah, I'll still stick with the Niners. You went Niners as well, right?
Yeah, I think the Trent situation will be resolved. I think a really nice hidden benefit of these holdouts with CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams, you don't have to go to training camp if you hold out.
Yeah.
You don't have to go do all the conditioning and you still go to the meetings and you can train on your own. I think with Trent Williams, best left tackle in the league, maybe the best left tackle of all time, certainly one of them. I think that's a guy that you don't need him at training camp. He doesn't want to go to training camp. I think you see him signed by the time this game happens.
He's one guy that might be able to get away with it, but not practicing, not being in sync with the team is not a good thing.
No, never a good thing. It's
not a good thing.
Never a good thing, but it's reality.
But yet we still picked the 49ers.
We did. Holdout City. A lot of turmoil going on in San Francisco. I think did Adam Peters leave the 49ers right before he
was the glue.
The trade was about to go. Was Adam Peters the big Dom DeStefano of the 49ers? Did he hold it together? And he's bringing the juju over here now? We'll see. So. Do you know if Big Dom is making the flight down to Brazil with the Eagles, Pop? You got any idea? Because that influences the betting lines. That's big.
Dom is in you or is in the real Big Dom?
The real Big Dom, the security guard. Big Dom DeStefano. They came apart at the seams when Dom got banned after he shoved Greenlaw in that game. They came apart. They were 1-7 after that. Anyways,
I got dinner plans, so let's wrap this sucker.
let's wrap this thing up, guys. See, I mean, that's just what you need. Me and Pop in lockstep. Let us know what you think of your of our picks. What you think? Let us know if Don Stefano is going to be.
I mean,
there.
we're either going to be really happy or really sad next week. We'll see. But we'll be linked together.
It doesn't. It doesn't necessarily mean that we got to go.
I feel pretty good about our picks. I feel pretty good about it.
I do too. It's hard week one. You don't know who's who week one. There's always going to be some surprises. But what do you say we wrap this thing up, Pop?
I think we should.
All right, guys. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
And football is back, baby. Woo!